things were a little chaotic for a while. It seems as though the terrorists didn't quite know themselves what was going on. They didn't quite know what to do with us at first. They moved us to 2 or 3 places, but then they put us up on a barricade, a dirt wall about 3 feet high that they were hiding behind, and had us stand up on this wall, because by now it was pretty clear there was fire coming, gunfire coming towards us. So they were basically using us. They put us up there either to let the oncoming soldiers know not to shoot in their direction, because the chances were very good they would hit the hostages, or they simply put us up there as a human shield. And it certainly became more that as time went on. They moved us out into the open area. So for 45 minutes we were literally standing in the middle of a battlefield with bullets zooming over our heads and shells exploding in the air around this area. Just waiting to, the first person got hit. It was really amazing. Nobody was shot at that stage. Then they had us come back and stand on the barricade in front of where they were protected by this low mud wall. And at that point, after threatening 2 of the hostages, one holding a pistol to his head, and then firing shots at an Australian woman who was lying on the ground but not hitting her, then he grabbed me by the back of my shirt and put his Kalashnikov against the back of against my back. I could feel the barrel against my spine, and he walked me out across this open space towards where the front line of soldiers were. We couldn't see the soldiers very clearly because there were 2 or 3 more of these low mud walls, sort of barricades. But we walked out across a few hundred yards across the space, the gun at my back. He kept going, pushing me forward, and up and over the next barricade. And then a short distance past the next barricade, I suddenly felt that the gun was gone. I couldn't feel it against my back. I looked down, and he was lying on the ground just behind me and to my right. And he sort of moaned, and I realized in that instant that he had been shot, and that this was my opportunity to escape, because now I was a little more than halfway from where the hostages and the terrorists were towards where I thought the first line of soldiers might be, behind the next barricade. And so at that point, I'd made the decision that I would run towards, there was no point in going back. Didn't like those guys. I may as well at least take my chances going forward. And before I started running, though, I realized that the terrorist was only wounded, and he had his gun still, and he could shoot me as I was running. So I bent down and grabbed the barrel of the gun that was lying on the ground next to him, and he was actually still holding the other end of it, and we ended up trying to pull it off each other for a short time. And then, just in order to, I sort of kicked him in the face, and then I just stomped my right foot down on top of his head, and that gave me more leverage and more strength to pull the gun out of his hands. And as soon as I had the gun, then I just ran as fast as I could towards the soldiers. And apparently I wasn't really conscious of it, but the other hostages told me the terrorists back with them were firing at me, and they were just amazed that I managed to run the distance and time I did without being shot. I got up and over the next barricade and lay down as fast as I could on the ground behind it, and that's when I saw there were 3 soldiers within about 20 feet of me, and they just motioned to me to stay down and thumbs up signal. And so at that point I knew that the chances were very good I'd survive.
Yes, much more rested and rejuvenated after 3 nights in very, very good hotels, and now all set for home, and this beautiful morning has uplifted my spirits even further, so I'm feeling at the moment very, very well indeed.